enemies, I'm the enema. I'm a on them just like my keys, drop my on the dental work. My thoughts I keep confidential, it's consequential.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Today we get the season started with an AFC East tilt right off the bat between the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Here's a punter, Thomas Morstead, to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Got a man, it's Tyquan Thornton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down. Now Jones. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
On first down, Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Dolphins! Mike Gesicki from 21 yards away. And the Dolphins are on the board here first in the season opener. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now a 7-0 game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2? Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team, because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical, because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it's second down.
Watch out now, 50 Fury.
From the gun, it's Tua. Another catch there for Waddle. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Right, 60. Hey, check nigga. Hey.
In motion comes the tight end left. On first and 10, it's Mostert. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
43 rails.
Once again, it's Mostert. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll try and run here with Mostert. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. 43 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Ready, ready. Strike, check, strike. Ready, ready.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Tua Tagovailoa. From a yard out. And the Dolphins lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Sanders now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. John Ross, 48 yards. And the Patriots have got it back to within a score. Extra point up and good by Folk. And that'll make our score 14-7. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
On 2nd and 7, Tua, and going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, it doesn't take any great analysis. No jokes, partner, okay? All right, on this one. But we just know that we're going to see this as the game moves forward. There's going to be 2 guys on him on just about every snap.
It's kind of a dare to throw his way, but they have to keep throwing his way.
The benefits could be great. You throw it to a great receiver, he could come down with it anyway.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Patriots are going to take possession of the football. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. And then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they've got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, a run with Strong. And he'll be brought down at about the 25 after a pickup of 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Throwing, Jones. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. And you get the sense, as I'm sure they got the sense, they might have picked up a good one here, maybe a little diamond in the rough via trade.
Maybe just need a change in scenery, a new city, maybe different motivation, but they believe they've got a good one.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Touchdown! Pierre Strong. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Patriots are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Folk connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. These two teams all tied after one.
Ready.
Working with a 2nd and 3. Tua sets up to pass it. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Up the middle they go with Mostert. 52 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Maybe a little over-anxious in the pocket there. He just didn't look comfortable on that throw.
No, he didn't because it wasn't his normal fluid delivery. And I think you might have had it right. Wasn't really confident with what he saw downfield and almost felt like he wanted to pull that one back.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Ready. Cluster 6.
Tua on 4th down. They complete it to Hill. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line ready to go. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. They find some open field here. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. A big play there for New England. 61 yards that time on the ground. So down inside the 5-yard line. I have to say, really just a poor job defensively there.
You're exactly right. As a former defensive back, that was not played well at all. But give credit to the offense and give credit to the guy running the football. He gets it down all the way inside the 5.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down in distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them in the effort.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. Folks' kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He's going to loft one, deep left side here. That's caught inside the 20. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
Here we go, set.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the Patriots 13-yard line.
Tua going to throw. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Mike Gesicki. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins have retaken the lead. The PAT up and good, but hold on a second. There is a flag. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throw finding Thornton over the middle. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Strong. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 98 yards rushing for him, as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Second down, here's Strong once more. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Here's Jones on 3rd down. Hunter Henry brings it in. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. They'll go for it and run a little touch pass here. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49.
Black shot. Ready?
Now Tua. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
Meanwhile, Tua's throw caught by his receiver, Hill. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Ultra. Go ultra.
On 2nd down, Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Hurry.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
That was a heck of an effort to stop him just short of the marker, but now they're going to need another big play on 4th down on defense, I believe, because offensively, they went from 3rd and long to now it's a go situation here on 4th and inches.
They'll try it now with Mostert. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the 1st down. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Give up the middle to Strong. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Looking to throw. Jones. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That one to the sideline, and a nice catch there. He stays in bounds, but a penalty marker is down as well. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so because they don't catch all of them.
And this will be caught at the 30. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Isaiah Wynn with a penalty, the former first-round pick back in 2018. The final shot before break. Jones. Here's a screen play. This is strong. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Okay, so roughing the passer, and I've got to imagine that's the last thing you want to see week one as your quarterback taking an unnecessary hit.
I think you're exactly right about that. You hate it any week, but boy, you are on target. This is just depending on him to take him through 17 games, so you definitely can't let him get hurt right now.
Folks' kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Tua getting it quickly out to Waddle. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Here's Tua. Gets this to his running back, Jeff Wilson. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here's a handoff to Mostert running left. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Looking to pass. Tua. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. 20, 10, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Patriot defense has a touchdown. So this whole game gets flipped on its ear right there. The interception, return for a touchdown, and this lead changes hands here in the third quarter.
And it certainly felt like this defense had a read on what was going on the offensive side of the ball and said, let's cut down our coverage a little bit. Let's be in a position to make a play on the ball. And, boy, that sure turned out well for them.
And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
Wait.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A run with Mostert up the middle. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Here's Mostert. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Tua going to tap this forward on the jet sweep. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right, then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Patriots get the football back. The Pats at the line ready to go. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And that gets him a little room as he'll take this up over the 10-yard line. 107 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. And they're going to get the 1st down here as he's up to the 14. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On the handoff, this is Mostert. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
2nd down, here's Strong once more. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. New England on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. Back to throw. Jones gets it to Strong. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
And when you have success throwing the football, the old cliche becomes true. The playbook opens up wide. And these screen passes, they become even more difficult to stop.
Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now that's what he can do, when he keeps the football. It's not a huge gain, but it shows how hard it can be to stop it.
Yeah, and I thought the defense had that one pretty well contained, and in fact, they probably came up and felt pretty good about what they did. Then they looked up and realized he still got good yardage out of it. He's a tough guy to stop.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Patriot 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
Give the tackle there to Keon Crossan.
This has been an up-and-down, back-and-forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Straight ahead is Strong. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the 1st half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
If they get nothing else here on 3rd down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. Now Jones. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to break our 4th quarter tie. Folks, kick is good, and they have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Ready.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Play action, now it's Tua. This pass complete to Melton. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with him for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner. We're watching them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From the gun, a run with Mostert. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 29, Tua. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Tua to throw. Touchdown! Tyreek Hill. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. They do tack on the extra point as well. And that will make this a 4-point game. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards is the pickup there, and a New England first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Going with Strong on the counter. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And the Dolphins beef up the secondary here as they look to stop them on third down. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. Desperation time now. Here's Jones. He's going to let it fly. He's got a man complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the fourth.
Wow. Wow.
Extra point up and good by Folk. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
35. Nick Folk, the kickoff for New England.
Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower to those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Here we go.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Blacked up.
Here's Tua. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like happened there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions. And that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
And going deep for Hill. And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Pats are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Patriots, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get another road day next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.